Hi everyone, welcome back. I just recently did a video on the 2020 environmental threat where I showed an FDA website that stated that there were certain essential oils that could be taken internally. And I feel like I need to follow up with that because it is very dangerous to take essential oils internally if you do not know and absolutely sure of its purity because it will hurt you. I've had it happen. I had such an aversion to doTERRA because it was a network marketing, so I was determined to find a company that had cheaper oils that wasn't a network marketing and use their oils. And I ended up hurting myself. I burnt my throat. So, uh, and I wasn't getting the benefit that you really could with essential oils. So I already have one video that I did on purity, but this is going to add a little bit more information. I've done a lot of research here and on my own, and this is just a little bit of what I've done, but ultimately I encourage you to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. So first of all, I want to show you, draw your attention to this Consumer Advocate article. It's a very lengthy article. They did over 600 hours of research and they evaluated 11 companies. I'm going to, if you read this on your own, you will notice there are only actually 10 companies on here. And that is because one company had threatened a lawsuit because their oils did not show up pure. And so they had decided that they would go ahead and take down the information that was originally on here. So I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm trying to find that information here. Here it is, what happened to our Young Living essential oil review. Okay, so you can read that on your own. Basically, the information that they put up, Young Living didn't like it, and so they threatened a lawsuit. So that shows the integrity, the lack of integrity of that company. What's awesome is that doTERRA came out looking really great in their quality in this article. All right, let's look at this consumer advocate document again and we can find out what their testing results were. Again, this is a very lengthy document. All of their testing results are here. You can go through that, but they also have a document here in PDF form that you can look at as well. And we're going to go back over that in a minute, but I would like to mention Roseman University. It is a health science university. They have a pharmaceutical department, and their pharmaceutical department actually tested several top oil companies. And what they found was this oil effect, and I went into this a little bit more in another video. But just really quick, basically the oils, if they're 100% pure, they can have the same biological outcome every time, but if they're not, they don't. So they just thought, what happens if we break down this pure oil? Will its constituents have that same biological effect? No. What if they rebuilt the oil? And using all those same constituents, would it have the same effect? No. So they termed that the oil effect. And because of that research, doTERRA did not know that they were doing that. They wanted to support their ongoing research, and they gave them $128,000 of grant money, which isn't a lot because so some people say, oh, doTERRA actually paid them to have this outcome, but they didn't. So what they did find was doTERRA was the only one that actually had the same biological effect every time. And what that indicates is their oils are 100% pure. And you can watch another video I have on that and actually see or hear the doctor that was involved in that research. So when we go back to this consumer advocate report, what is the significance of this? I'm going to pull up a PDF that I downloaded, this same document, and I wanted to make my own notes. So you can see here they have the company and then they have this labeled. And I'm going to go down to Rocky Mountain Oils. And here, Rocky Mountain Oils was company number 10. This was 10B. This was peppermint. So this is my note, Rocky Mountain Oils. And you can see here the analysis of this peppermint sample has reduced or missing key biomarkers, okay? And then they list those biomarkers from the authentic sample. So an authentic peppermint is going to have those biomarkers and this one doesn't. And what that says is that this oil was broken down into its constituents and those constituents were used. So this is more of, I'm thinking more of like a built oil that smells like peppermint, and if you want to use those cheaper oils to just for a more expensive air freshener, then that's great. But a lot of people purchase natural things because they want to use them on their body and they want certain biological processes to take effect. And what Roseman University found is those biological processes do not occur when an oil is not 100% pure in its original state. So very important to make sure that you have a company that has 100% pure. So let's look at the consumer advocate testing. They did find that doTERRA had no adulterations detected. Now I would like you to hear from one of the scientists at Aromatic Plant Research Center who does oil testing for many different companies. doTERRA is one of them, and the Consumer Advocate Group did use this company, this testing site. So let's hear what he has
of APRC's clients who have made our results public to you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite a master of GCMS analysis on the stage here, Dr. Prabodh Satyal. Hey, Prabodh. Now, Dr. Satyal has developed more than 50 proprietary libraries of individual essential oils, which is probably the largest essential oil library collection in the world. He's published more than 100 research articles in various journals and has spoken in more than a dozen international conferences. Now, Prabodh, tell us what sets APRC apart from other laboratories.
Very good question. As you already know, APRC is primarily focused on adulteration detection. One of our customer sent a lavender sample, lavender sample to 3 different labs of essential oils, including APRC lab. The other labs did not have expertise on detecting sophisticated level of adulteration, and they missed adulteration. As part of confidentiality, I'm not exposing them. As you see in the screen, lab A said pure, lab B also said pure to the same sample. It doesn't mean those labs were bad, but they did not have advanced adulteration detection technique as we have. But when that same sample came to APRC lab, it was detected as sophisticatedly adulterated lavender by lavandin. You can see the highlighted components and their percentages, which clearly indicates it has been mixed with lavandin, cheaper type of lavandula species. As for your information, these types of adulteration are very common in the market.
Thank you, Dr. Satyal. Now, the difference really is in the chemist expertise and understanding versus the equipment used. So, what are some of the ways the general essential oil user can use a GCMS report, such as those found on Source2U?
Profiles and
So basically what he's saying is that their lab uses a higher technique of quality to decipher whether an oil is fraudulent or not. And in another video, they'll talk about how they run their tests for an hour and a half, where most companies will run them for a half an hour. So that extensive process is one of the ways they find if an oil is built or not. So basically what Roseman University found is you can rebuild an oil, but it's not going to have the same biological effect. And that's what they're wanting to detect, is to make sure the oil is pure. So Roseman University found that doTERRA oils were the only ones that actually had that same biological effect, because they were the only ones that were 100% pure. Let's find out what this doctor says in regards to doTERRA's purity and ethics.
Now, Dr. Satyal, why do you like working with doTERRA, and what's been your experience with them as one of APRC's clients?
Very good question. Sometimes adulterations happens on a broad level. In these cases, it would be difficult to get pure oils anywhere in the world. About 2 or 3 years back, doTERRA was running low on bergamot, and they were not getting 100% pure and natural bergamot sample. One sample was close to 95% pure, and even it was very hard to detect the adulteration by ordinary testings. And at that time, I consulted with Corey Linde. He said he would not accept any level of adulteration. Rather, he would stop selling that oil. And for your information, doTERRA is the only one company who sells 100% pure and natural oils. So you should be proud of this. He was much more focused on quality and integrity rather than supply chain maintenance. I am really impressed by this policy and really enjoy working with an ethical company, doTERRA.
Dr. Prabodh is saying that doTERRA is the only one that has 100% pure oils. He values their integrity and enjoys working with them. This company, Aromatic Plant Research Center, tests other oils, and they're going to maintain confidentiality and not going to share what these other companies are, but what they are going to be able to do is express their gratitude to the integrity and quality that doTERRA stands for. I love the fact that doTERRA would rather not sell bergamot than to sell an oil that's not 100% pure. Here's a resource that I would like to share with you, where you can look at your oils that have been tested from doTERRA, and you go to quality, go to reports, and I have bergamot here. What you would do is you would type in the number that is found on the bottom of the bottle, and I have a picture here because the video doesn't pick it up very well. And click on the number. I've already typed this one in from the same bottle, and click submit. Click on the test results from the third party, and you would see them here. And this says that this analysis of bergamot lot has no contaminants or adulterations. So you can check your oils using that website, and since this oil does have a nutrition facts or a supplements facts label, you can take it internally. And if we go to our FDA criteria here to look and see if bergamot can be taken internally, it can. So you do want to be careful taking oils internally. You want to make sure that it's pure. And from what we saw, doTERRA from Consumer Advocate, Roseman University, and Aromatic Plant Research Center all have affirmed that doTERRA's oils are 100% pure, and they follow the FDA guidelines and put nutrition or supplement facts on the oils that are okayed for internal consumption. So hope this helps and gives you some ease of mind on how you maybe a tool that you can use to move forward to help you with environmental threats. Make sure you have a good company, and feel free to reach out to me or whoever shared this video with you if you have any questions.